Hey Jake, you have a second? I talked to Ray today. He
Oh, did ya?
sounded good, but he said he's not doing much better. I haven't stopped in.
He can't walk.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Yeah,
Ralph's got the same thing going.
I know.
I've been plowing right now. Just not
Yeah,
over
he
yet.
said
But-
to say thank you.
No,
Yeah.
so, but he sounded really good, so I thought that was encouraging.
He's better mentally now, but yeah, physically he's struggling. But mentally, I'm glad, like, he's doing a lot better.
Well, I think that's half of it right there,
Yeah,
right? So
no, absolutely. No, it's good.
you should tell your dad Ralph's not doing good.
I did.
Oh, good.
Somebody else told me.
Okay.
And so he said he'd reach out to him.
He's just not really mobile. I think he's got a pinched nerve in his back that made his right leg kind of
Yeah.
lose all, go into atrophy, so he's not real mobile.
Okay,
So, but his
Yeah.
mind's good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I know your dad
I'll
and him
remind-
are always close, so
Yeah,
I'll say
I'll
that.
remind them. I don't know if he's gone over there yet. They just got back from Florida.
Yeah.
So, but I'll remind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's good. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll give it another couple minutes, see if Sarah,
Yeah, just text
did
her.
she,
She shouldn't come.
Yeah, she
Okay.
said she was available today, I think, based on what you said. Oh, you know what? My alarm's gonna go off. I need to turn that
Have
off.
broad shoulders.
There we go, now we won't have to listen to my alarm go off.
so Jake, one more thing. If someone wants to speak, I'm gonna have them come up, but if someone's here, I'll have them wait till you get the mic to them. We'll try to stay in sync on it.
Okay, cool, thanks.
You guys all set? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Select Board meeting on Tuesday, February 24th. You all please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just want to say that this meeting is being videotaped and live streamed. The warrants, fiscal year 2026-17 payroll, $219,534.49. Fiscal year 2026 accounts receivable, $974,371.60. Our agenda is a little different tonight than the joint meeting with the advisory committee is not going to make it this evening. So that will be off, so we'll get right into the number one on the agenda, fiscal 27 budget.
Yeah, I took
The
that
note
off.
on here said
pass
pass
over.
over.
Oh, I thought we were still gonna do some with Lori, but that's okay.
Oh,
So,
did you want to? I can go
no,
grab the paper.
no, I thought Lori was here
Okay.
for it, so.
Says nope.
Okay, all right, so we'll go number two. Sarah, this is
I do
you.
have a question relative to that
Okay.
topic, if that's okay.
Yeah,
I know that it might not be fully baked, but would it be possible to get like a copy sent of the current state of like what's been turned in and what hasn't?
I sent it this morning.
Oh, I missed it, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I sent
haven't
it
looked
to
at my.
Karen.
I
You guys would have to
and I put them all on hard copies for you. Want me to go grab it for you?
I was gonna say, I haven't gone in either.
Because I have them.
well, we don't need them now, but
No.
before we leave, we can all
I'll
get.
pick it up from your office then.
All right.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
get a
yeah.
copy of
So I
it.
sent
I'll
a
email it
copy
over.
through Karen to be put in hard copy of the expenditure budget, where it stands, and the warrant articles that we received. I didn't send it to everyone via email yet because there was an issue with advisory board, which is the reason we canceled. They were having some conflicts today, so the person on advisory that was supposed to be filling in their column before it went out and shared to the select board didn't get to it, and then we had to cancel the meeting at the last minute. So as soon as they drop their numbers in the column, I'm going to share the spreadsheet.
Got it, perfect,
Gotcha.
So I'm not gonna send it to you.
perfect.
Yeah, so you have a hard copy at least.
Yeah, that'll work, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just so that we have some time to digest it before any meeting
Yep.
with them, that's all. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
Town hall improvement funds, future funds discussion. Sarah? Are you ready to take the lead on that, or?
Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know, really, we have 25 grand to spend to the end of June, and it's on a reimbursement basis, so we need to, the three of us need to figure out what we would like to start spending the money on, I guess.
Okay, well, actually, so a couple of questions.
Yes.
Because I haven't dug into this specifically. When you cite the 25,000, that's relative, was that the earmark from the state, or are we
Yeah.
talking about our internal budget?
No, just the earmark from the state
And,
until June
and,
30th.
and we didn't have the earmark monies when we bought the windows, correct?
No, we
Okay.
did not.
Okay.
Well, we did, but we didn't have the contract signed. But it's on a reimbursement basis, so we can get reimbursed for the windows.
Okay.
I just have to, so the state is asking for me to create an invoice, attach their invoice to my invoice, and
Okay.
send it off to the state.
Okay. And how much did we spend? Was it like $7,000 or $8,000?
I don't think it was that much.
No,
4,500.
Was it
yeah,
4,500?
4,500.
Okay. All right.
And
So-
I did talk to Donnie, and Bob talked to Brenda, and she had concerns about the air quality in the basement. So I talked to Donnie. Donnie and Donna are gonna work with me to trying to see if we can get a grant to use that money rather than the $25,000 to address the air quality, rather
Oh,
than
to
use.
get a separate grant.
additional
for
Yeah,
An
yeah,
additional grant.
because he thinks that the grant will be more beneficial
Right.
to
Than-
us
than
than using the.
repurposing, than
yeah,
repurposing the
than
window 25,000 that
Yeah.
was earmarked. So have we gotten any, the upstairs windows, we haven't addressed
No,
yet.
but I don't think that earmark is specific to windows, is
It
it? It's
is.
all
No,
town
no.
hall
Oh,
improvement.
was it?
No, it's
Okay,
just
I
town
thought-
hall
Okay,
improvement.
I thought it was,
And
I thought it was earmarked specifically to the
Did
windows.
ask if we could use it like for like the highway department building, or is it, because it says town hall improvements, so like what is that? Is that
Right.
just specific to here, 6 Central Street? So I'm waiting to hear back whether or not.
Yeah, I mean, town hall, colloquially speaking, would
I think we
probably
could use the
relative to
money,
this.
yeah.
Right, I mean, it's not like there's a
No,
lack
yeah,
of items
yeah.
to
I just
work.
want to, yeah. But that's why we're having, or I want to start having the conversation of, yeah, where would you guys would like to start spending the money, or plans of where you want to address. And
So I have some ideas. We started cleaning out the basement, and we had some volunteers, so I want to thank the volunteers that showed up. And in sweeping the portion of the concrete floor and cleaning the dirt and debris out and all the other stuff, I noticed that a lot of the bricks are decaying in the basement. So if we were to put out a couple bids, or receive a couple bids for parging up the concrete and the bricks, particularly from the first 3 feet down, I think we could start with that. And then I was looking at the basement again and thinking that there's so much height in the basement that if we put some drainage underneath and poured a concrete floor downstairs, that's gonna take care of a big part of the moisture problem. It's gonna actually change the whole appearance of the basement to where someone could actually see the possibility of having maybe an office or two in the basement. Looks like we could gain access from the exit door that's down there. I
We
think.
have to do some regrading, but but we could.
But there's a lot
There's
of
potential.
possibilities to do with the basement. So we got a long way to go cleaning the basement,
Yeah.
but we made some pretty good progress in the first 2 days that we worked.
I do, speaking of the basement, although it's not directly basement related, and I know it would fit within the funds that we have fundamentally. I'm not a contractor, but I suspect it would be a pretty minimal amount of money to deal with the ductwork in order to get heat up to that office that was the town administrator office if we need that workspace.
It would be very minimal because Kermit,
Yeah.
myself, and Matt Vansfield, we found the chase that's actually in the floor.
That's what
So
I'm
it would be
talking about.
very inexpensive to
You
do.
know, I'm thinking it'd be under $1,000 to get real heat up there.
Yeah.
Without it being, you know, without it costing a whole bunch of extra heating or a whole bunch of extra equipment.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
that's one thing that I would like to see on the list, but I do, especially if we can get some grant money to address the potential of the air quality issues, but I think.
Yeah, because I
do-
asked
do
him
we
for more
need-
money this budget, and he said, well, I don't know, and I said, well, air quality is our biggest concern, and he said, all right, let's try and address that.
So one question, just because unfortunately, while I could go do something like what you're talking about for the basement on my own, in my own house and not have it be too much in the way of shenanigans, do we need to bring somebody in? I'm sorry, do I need to turn this up and talk to the mic? I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know. Do we need to bring somebody in to do an assessment to say, here would be the engineering options you have for drying this space out and, you know, going forward? Do we need to actually spend some of that money on the assessment and on the plan?
I think a contractor would come in and probably charge 30 to 50,000 to do what I would do without getting his advice, right? So this is what I do in a lot of new homes that I build, a lot of older homes. We'll go in, we'll put some stone drainage, we'll put some pipes in the basement, we'll put some poly down. I'd put 2 inches of foam insulation and then pour a new concrete slab. And though we could send that out and get an engineer to tell us that,
We do have the air quality report too. The Town Hall Improvement Committee did do an air quality report, and that addresses kind of some concerns in the basement. I think a little bit of some improvements that we could do that there.
Well, a lot of what Rich and the volunteers did is a big piece of it, getting stuff up off
Yeah,
the concrete
great,
and just getting,
yeah.
and not having stuff that captures the moisture,
Yeah.
right?
I
That
think
was-
it addressed some things outside of the building too that they could do or suggested. I don't know if we want to ask Dawn really quick.
so the next problem with the town hall is the leaking of the fieldstone foundation. So when I do an older home and put a floor in, I'll leave a 4 to 6 inch space all around the perimeter. So any
in, like,
water that
French
comes
drying.
down the surface of the stone will then go into the unpoured area of concrete, into the aggregate, and then make its way outside. So we wouldn't be able to pour the concrete right to the fieldstone foundation. We would leave a small area for the water to then come down and go right in, because there's no way to totally stop it from the exterior of the building. So, but the very first thing would be hardening up the bricks and concrete that's deteriorating from like
Yeah, and
3
I don't
feet
object,
down.
like honestly, that work makes perfect sense
Mhm.
to me. I mean, bottom line, I mean, if the brick's deteriorating, it needs
Yeah.
to get
Yeah,
handled.
we need to do that no matter what, so that
Right.
would be the very first step.
Yeah,
All right, that, and then the town administrator's office upstairs, getting heat up there.
yeah.
Okay,
Would you like me to seek some quotes to get the parging done?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
What would the timeline be for being able to get quotes on that?
I think we could get it, I think I'd have them for the next meeting.
Okay, that'd be great. Just so that we have it in order to have the discussions with Donnie, and I really appreciate the work you've been doing with him, Sarah. Is it worth getting somebody in here to quote some of the options for the windows upstairs?
I think it'd be worth it, but on
Yeah.
a permanent level and not just the
Yeah,
temporary.
up there,
Yeah.
I'd be thinking we'd want the
Permanent ones, yeah.
And as much as I'd like to have permanent ones down here, these will be good for a few years until we sort out exactly how we want to handle it.
It's made a huge difference
Yeah,
in here.
in this room, you can
really-
definitely.
It's really hard to quantify it,
Yeah.
but a couple of them have separated, and when they do separate, you can just stand near it and feel the
The
air
breeze.
blowing in, right?
Yeah.
So then when they get pressed back in, and speaking of Matt Bansfield, he's coming up with a solution for because they're so big,
Yeah,
they're not really designed for this big area. I think one's blocked right there, actually.
Yeah, this one right here.
So he's gonna put some temporary clips on so it doesn't pop
oh,
anymore.
like the ones that, like your old
Yeah,
storms where you
exactly.
have the little
Yep.
spin clips, yeah.
So, but Matt and Kermit, they did an incredible job to get this done.
Yep,
With it, but Rudy helped also. I don't wanna shortchange anyone.
yep.
So, all right, well, I'll get some quotes for the basement, and who wants to take care of the windows on the second floor? Is that
If you want, I can reach out and get some quotes,
fair enough? Yeah,
so.
All right,
good. Well, thank you.
we have one hand.
We have a hand up online.
Okay. Whoever it is, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Brad. Because I had been to a couple of the town hall improvement meetings, and a couple of things that I remembered was they did. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
The audio?
Yes,
Did the audio cut out?
no, we can hear
We
you.
good? Okay. I can hear you now. Mini splits was something that they talked about at one point, and also, I don't know who to talk to about it, but I know another issue that we had seen was up in the bell tower, whatever holds that bell, is beginning to come apart and decay, which the concern would be that the bell would fall through the bell area. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
Okay. Yep, and that's it.
All
is
right.
there any direct access to the Bell area?
Yes.
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Not easy.
Don,
but
do
it
you
is.
mind, if you're gonna speak, do you mind coming up? I don't. Can turn that way too.
Yes, there is access to the bell tower.
Okay,
And Brad's correct, that's one of the things that we were working on because it's in critical condition. So, not easy access, but it is access.
fair enough. Is there any other items that were critical that you all were working on or that were on your radar?
We had repointed a number of the bricks in the basement, so sparging that, is a follow-on to what we were doing previously. Yep, that's a good idea. We did not plan on doing anything with the floor. That was not something that we were charged to do, but, that could be an option.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Anything else? So just to recap, you'll take care of the windows, I'll get some quotes for parging, and I'll also make my way up the bell tower and kind of figure out which way we want to go with that, who we would seek quotes from, and did you do anything with that, Don, as far as quotes or anything?
I believe there were a couple of
Sorry to make you.
I believe there were a couple of people that looked at it. I honestly don't remember if there were quotes or not, but I could go back and look and see. If there is, I'd be certainly glad to provide them.
Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
All right,
I'd kind of like to see if Matt could take a look at it, just because he's got
Sure.
experience in old buildings.
yeah, absolutely.
Between him and Glenn, been
I
helping him.
will, I'll reach out to Matt and check it out for him.
That'd be great.
Yeah, seems like it's more a masonry issue than, but I could be wrong. I'm just guessing, so I'll look at it with Matt.
It
and
could
we'll-
be,
yeah.
and they may
Yeah.
know somebody
Sure.
who's, so one of the things I know that Glenn, who works with, Matt, is really good about, and Matt himself as well, is, trying to use original type materials without it necessarily turning into a, enormous science experiment.
Sure.
So, and they may know somebody that, if it is a masonry issue, that is qualified to go after something this old and
Okay.
leave it appropriate.
Perfect. I'll reach out to Matt. All right, number 3, animal control officer, approved foster home application, et cetera. Bob, did you speak with Deb about that?
So I did. They have a program in Warren where they take foster home applications because we don't have a kennel at this point. We share with Sturbridge, but it gives us another out for some animals that could be in need. I don't think it's a bad idea. I wanted to bring it to the board and see what your guys' thoughts were on it. I don't think it's a bad idea, particularly if we get people in town that are able to take some animals. I thought it was a great idea, but up to you. If you want to go through with it, I'll follow up with it. If not,
What's the legality of it? If we take in it, so is this picking up a stray and fostering it
Right,
permanently or temporarily?
but they've been pre-screened through this application to look at their homes and where the animals would be stored, et cetera, et cetera. The town would still be on the hook for food and that kind of stuff. But that would give the animals a place to stay that would be warm and safe until they were either rehomed or taken care of appropriately.
And our animal control officer will vet the home and.
That's correct, yes.
Okay,
She would be responsible for all of it.
okay. And this is just short-term,
Correct.
okay.
Correct. Although I will say that, if you watch TV, some of these short terms become long terms
Yeah.
because people
Yeah.
don't have enough. But,
If no one claims it, right?
right.
So, okay. Do we want a motion to that effect, or?
I'll make a motion to authorize the animal control officer to accept an action foster home applications for the town of Brookfield.
Have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Number 4, animal control officer request for reimbursement for firearm. I'm not really sure how this even came about, but I was with the ACO, with our old town administrator, for several discussions regarding carrying a firearm if an animal needed to be put down, and it came to the board and we voted for that, but there was never any discussion about reimbursement of purchasing a firearm, and I would never have been in favor of it. Never mind the firearm that was purchased, the expense, so I personally am not in favor of reimbursing this, but it's up to Sarah and you, Beth, to decide how you want to handle it.
So here's my thoughts on it. If we reimburse, that firearm belongs to the town of Brookfield. And I know right now our police officers, if they're dispatching like a raccoon or something, at least one of the officers is using his own personal firearm. It's not even a town firearm that he's using because it's a more appropriate caliber than what is issued for them as police officers. So if the ACO, I'd like to talk to before we decide on this, I'd like to talk to the chief of police and see if he has interest that in the event that Deb was ever to leave Brookfield service, if his officers would want it for similar purposes, then I wouldn't necessarily object to it becoming town property that's then issued to the ACO.
I guess my big thing is the expense of, it's just a small .22 revolver. It's not a big, massive gun, but I understand it's a very expensive gun for what was purchased, and we could have purchased that gun for $75 to $100 versus over $500. So that's my concern.
Have you checked the market on them? I didn't know I didn't have this.
It's just a small .22 revolver.
Well, I understand, but 22s have gotten like painfully pricey in the last couple of years. All of a sudden they've gotten
Used
popular.
22s are very inexpensive, but
I don't know. I hate to be this person, but I didn't know this, but I did some research, and it's actually a state law in Massachusetts that enacted in 2024 of October that you can't carry a gun in a municipality. So I know it's going off a little bit of off topic, but I don't know, I have a problem reimbursing the gun, it becoming ours, and then what are we gonna do with this gun? If we cannot have it on the grounds in a building, where is this gun gonna be located? And she can't have it in her car, she can't have it in the parking lot. So, I don't know, I have other concerns besides just reimbursing.
You can't have it in the car?
No, nope.
No, you
Can't have it in the
a
car.
firearm in a vehicle
And
anymore. Used to
Charl-
be you'd have to lock it in the
Yeah,
trunk.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
go- yeah.
because when I went through the firearm safety back about 5-6 years ago, so
The
long
new
as you
law,
had
you
it locked
can't
in
have
the.
it in the grounds, in the parking lot, can't have it anywhere. And then it says that the town can actually go through the town meeting and allow it. Charlton, it took, I think, 2 or 3 times? 3 times to get it passed, but they got it passed. So you are allowed to have a gun in Charlton, but it's by town.
So
And
when
I honestly didn't know this when we originally, I guess,
Yeah,
allowed her. I just found out,
I've got to
so,
be, I'll be frank, I had no idea.
yeah.
Because, I figured it fell, and besides, I figured the animal control officer fell under the same general.
I don't know, it says public safety, something, so I don't know.
So I think we actually, which regulation is it in? Do you know?
So my
The
concern,
Governor's Emergency Order of 2024.
Governor's emergency.
so my concern was
Yeah, it's
that we,
MGL, hold on, chapter 269, section 10. Sorry.
that's all right. So when this topic came up, I had Ron check with the police chief to make sure there was nothing that would prevent us from doing it. And
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's so new that our chief wasn't aware of it.
Well, either that or his assumption is the same as mine, because a lot of these things don't apply to public safety officers, and if the animal control officer is considered a public safety officer,
I
then.
think that would be a stretch from my perspective.
Yeah,
but-
honestly. I don't know, I
Well,
would,
so-
I would
and-
like to have some hard, I guess, core evidence that
Well, that's why they
she's
get
allowed to have it.
dispatched, right? I mean,
Mhm.
like, the state dispatch only really communicates with what are considered public safety officers. So I think what we need to find out is the animal control, I'm asking in the form of a question, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
I back you
Yeah.
up on that.
Is that?
Let's ask the question,
Is
is the ACO a
the
public safety?
ACO a
Yeah.
public safety
Yeah,
officer?
officer,
If
yeah.
they're a public safety officer,
Officer.
then it's legal for them to carry.
Yes,
Just like
there is
a
an exemption, yeah.
Like a constable, like a police
Yeah.
officer, right? So I think we need to research that. And here's the thing, I mean, my big thing on the firearm is if you had asked in advance, like, and stated what the budget was and what you were planning
Yeah, we
on
never gave
spending,
her like a
right,
budget or
then-
anything.
Then
Yeah.
I think I would be on board with it. I hear what you're saying, I also wanna look into like what is the market value, cause
Yeah.
I actually had a conversation with the police officer that helped with my raccoon, and he was laughing about the fact he had bought his Ruger back when it was a $100 gun, and now it's like a $500 gun, just because of the way of the world,
No,
Yeah.
the guns
So-
have gone out of sight, you're right.
yeah,
But
so,
a used .22 revolver is not a high priority gun that would, but I get what you're saying.
yeah, so, but I'd like to understand like where this falls in the
All right,
range
so
of reasonability.
let's table this and
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
move forward. All right, highway request to spend $3,000 from repair and place account for the, oh, sorry about that, Chris.
I can answer your question directly if you want. Animal control officers are not considered sworn officers. And I'm not familiar with any Massachusetts law that says that you can't bring a firearm into a town hall. I did a quick search on it, I couldn't find it. But I can tell you certainly that an animal control officer is not a sworn law enforcement officer, so they don't have that statutory right.
Chris, I'll read it to you.
If you just tell me the GL.
It's MGL, chapter 269, section 10. And it says, for the purpose of this subsection, prohibited area shall mean any of the following locations. A place owned, leased, or under the control of state, county, or municipal government and used for the purpose of government administration, judicial or court administrative proceedings, or correctional services, including in or upon any part of the buildings, grounds, or parking areas thereof, provided, however, that a prohibited area shall not include any state-owned public land available to the public for hunting, and provided further that a municipality may vote to pursuant to section 4 of chapter 4 to exclude its administrative buildings from being a prohibited area.
Yeah, I think what you're looking at there is, the license to carry. License to carry is gonna override that, but I think
No,
you
it's
might
not.
wanna check with Chief on that.
So are we gonna move on?
Yeah.
Chris, do you have anything else?
No, just to tell you again, the animal control officer is not a sworn officer, so she would not be, she's not a sworn officer, so she doesn't have that same right as a police officer.
Thank you. All right, number 5, to request to spend $3,000 from repair and replace account for truck repair for front springs on the 6-wheeler. You guys have any preference where that money comes from? I'm speaking to Kyle today. He said that more than likely the springs went with the plow on the truck, and he's okay with snow and ice account or the repair and replace account. And to me, whether the money comes out of our left pocket or the right, it's
I mean,
still got to be paid. And it was to fix the 6-wheel dump truck.
okay. So, I can go either way with that one.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah. I mean, typically, if it is wear and tear that you can attribute that's maybe in excess of normal because of plow operations, then we've authorized it in the past to come out of snow and ice. Likewise for like blade replacements on the plows, likewise for any repairs, even hours spent on repairs, like for stuff like the spreaders on the back of the trucks and all of that stuff is typically falls under snow and ice. But I'm ready to approve it from fleet repair replace if y'all are passionate about not taking it out of snow and ice.
Again, to me, it's whether it comes out of our left pocket or right pocket, it's, the truck needs to be fixed, and more than likely, the springs broke with the carrying the weight of the plow.
Yeah.
So-
And both of those monies typically, like anything in excess, we're already in excess land for snow and ice. So both our fleet repair replacement account and our snow and ice budget comes from a prior year's free cash. So neither one of them comes from a raise and appropriate source. So that's where fundamentally it's the same. So,
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Can I just
Lord-
add something?
Sure.
So my only suggestion would be, at this point, we're pretty high over budget in snow and ice. We're over 60 grand deficit. So that will have to be funded at town meeting this year.
And our free cash was what this year? $1.2 million,
Something like that.
1.167 or something?
But we have $91,000 already allocated from multiple prior years of fleet repair replace that just hasn't been used.
Well, and that's why I said, and that's why I said I'm fine with it going from fleet repair replace as well.
So I personally would suggest fleet repair replace, because we have 91,000 that's already just been allocated and it's sitting there, rather than we're not done with winter. I know the bills aren't current.
Right.
So where we're already 60,000 in the hole,
Okay, so,
rather than keep adding to it.
Sure.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not wedded to either one. I think fleet repair replace is a perfectly appropriate source.
If we were getting state funding back for the storm and it happened during this storm, then that would be a different story, but the way it is, I think, to
Okay,
repair
so I'll
and
make a
replace.
motion that we authorize payment of that bill from the fleet repair replace account.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
All right, number 6.
You have
You know
some
what?
thoughts that you want to share or no?
No thoughts.
I apologize for not taking us out of order. It just hit me that we should have taken you guys to not make you sit here.
Oh, that we
So
made her- we
I-
made them
I
all
won't,
wait.
I'll try not to do that again. So, I would like to thank, the three members that are here, Anna Afton, Jeannie Lytle, and Doreen Neifert, and Tyler Neifert, 4 people to be put on the Cultural Council. So thank you very much for stepping up. But do we have a motion for these 4?
Second.
All in favor? Or any
Just a-
discussion?
Just a quick discussion, do we have a 5th person, just because that's the way that the CMR is written?
Yeah.
Margaret Auburn, you guys.
We already appointed her
appointed
at our
yeah,
last
on the
meeting.
10th, Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
So,
So then that would be a quorum, is that correct?
it would meet the state minimum
Yeah.
requirements for the committee, or
Okay.
cultural council, so,
All right, so all in favor?
aye.
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 Thank you very, very much for stepping up.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, one thing though, because I promised Maureen Leapak this when I talked to her over the weekend. 2 things, because, do you mind if I just?
No, go right ahead.
So, in talking with Maureen, her big thing was that she feels we're not doing volunteers a service relative to education about open meeting law and education about any regulations associated with it. I know y'all have been on committees before. I brought one copy, y'all feel free to use the copier if you need individual copies. Unfortunately, it's either a 90-minute training or reading a 48-page document. This is the open meeting law stuff, and this is the, God bless them, 4-page regulation associated with cultural council. So unlike everything else, it's like a 360-page document in the state of Massachusetts. That one is pretty straightforward. I just wanted to make certain that we're highlighting, like, as we bring people onto committees, like, that we've got to be mindful of this stuff, right? And take ownership of reviewing what the requirements are in accordance with the state for our committees. And that way we don't run afoul of either one of those things, so.
That's a great point. So there is a bunch of people who have been appointed and never been sworn in.
Right.
Mike is putting a list together for me, and he and I are going to pick away at it. What he's told me is when he knows there's going to be an appointment on a Tuesday, he'll make himself available to
Okay.
be here when it happens and
That'd be
take care of the
great.
whole thing. And that way they'll all have the information for the web, and I would suggest you take it online, honestly, because it's a little interactive.
Yeah, it's like a webinar, it's like a
Yeah,
90-minute webinar.
Yeah, it's a little more interactive, it's a little more interesting than reading all that.
Do they have it
It-
recorded
they're-
now? Because I could only find the live ones. It's recorded. It is now?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, because I took it
Okay.
the first day I started, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just have a question about the recording devices. Is anyone gonna, I noticed the last council was using a personal cell phone, and I don't think that that is, so.
Jacob
is somebody
has
able
them?
to train us on that? Like how to use the recording devices?
Yes.
You would, okay, great,
No
thank
problem
you.
at all. Yep. Just,
I appreciate
happy
If
to-
you,
can get information and I can help you.
if you reach out to Karen, she'll bring you up to speed on everything. And again, I will get back to you guys on where everything is, where the previous committee left off, and then secondly, keys and where everything's being stored. So, thank you.
We have a hand online.
Okay? Who is it?
Looks like Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Rich, I just want to remind you that, again, when people speak from the audience, we can't hear them. So, I get parts and pieces of it at best. I want to point out a couple of things. I agree. I think every board should take the open meeting law class. If you haven't taken it, you should absolutely take it. It's free from the Attorney General. And to address like what happened at the last group that we just lost, the 8 or 9 people we just lost on the commission, was that collateral damage from the open meeting law and our town officials not knowing the proper procedure of the open meeting law. Because part of the Board of Health Chair's complaint was that the commission, the culture was not putting up their meeting minutes, and that was a violation of the open meeting law. That is not a violation of the open meeting law. You do not need to publicize the meeting minutes. The law states you have to have them. You have to treat them, and you have to have them. There's nothing in the open meeting law that says you have to publish them to a website. Nothing. So when another board chair says to another board, hey, you're violating law because you didn't upload your meeting minutes, that is just a fundamental misunderstanding. And I wish that a lot of I wish that we would really change the way that we deal with the open meeting law complaints. Because open meeting law is created, was based on a case to eliminate the secrecy in government. That's it. Bottom line. You know, so when these boards are like reluctant and take it offensively, like you're out to get us because you're filing these complaints, no. We want there to be transparency. We want you to do it the right way. People make mistakes. If we did everything right, we would never learn from our mistakes. We learn by making mistakes. So I would like to see, you know, the town take a different tack on this. You know, and hopefully this new committee will hear that. And if you ever get stuck, you can always reach out to the attorney general and ask them. We will guide you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Number 7, sustainability purchasing policy, and that's to do with the Board of Health. Are you guys, Beth, have you dealt with this in previous years, or is this,
I'm sorry?
have you dealt with this in previous years, or is this,
It was called, we did the recycle, you remember Beth, we sent, every year we'd send something out stating that we'd vow to buy,
Excuse me, folks, sorry, we're having a technical difficulty with the static. Can you just pause for a second?
sure.
All right, are you still hearing static? Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jacob.
Okay, is this,
Brian, you still hearing me, Zach? Brian, you still hearing me? Yeah, I got static feedback coming. It's good right now.
so it's just, is it,
It's going down now. It's on the Teams thing, because I pulled up YouTube and it was fine on YouTube.
so you think it's just Teams?
It's gone now, it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Sorry about that.
so we've always done the environmentally preferable products and services. We've already, when we buy the paper and everything, and also for the surplus property program, we use municipal for a lot of things too that are still salvageable, but this is, they added more to it. I see conserve energy, water, they added a couple of things to it.
Okay. So it's pretty much everything Brookfield has been doing in prior years. Is there any change,
Well,
do you know, Ken?
adding the
Other
natural
than the water?
resources, the energy, the water, and minimizing environmental impacts from pollution, greenhouse gases, and toxins. We haven't really done that. Well, we don't buy toxic cleaners, I know that, in our office. We make sure that we get environmentally safe cleaners, except for, you know, the heavy-duty chemicals that Paul might need once in a great while, but.
I mean, I think the energy, that would probably fall under the solar panels we have at
Oh,
the,
yeah.
right? That
Okay.
certainly covers energy.
Yeah, the whole solar
I
field.
don't know how we're gonna cover water in this, but maybe, you know.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, some of it is a byproduct, like typically, so long as you're, I mean, and it kind of calls out when you're doing like reuse and using like post-consumer materials, you're, as a byproduct, using less water, so.
You know what else we have for the water? We have the, next to the bubbler, we have, it's, what it does is if you put your water bottle under it and use that town water instead of bottled water, it actually tells you how many bottles of water you're saving. There's like a calculator on, yeah, so that would definitely save. water.
All right,
So, I mean,
Keeping that in mind, it's something that I talked with Kyle about. The town needs to get together MSDS sheets for all the chemicals that they use here, which is a big undertaking because there are none. And we really need to have that on site.
Paul has them. Paul has a whole list
Okay.
for his chemicals, just so you'll know. We did that years ago in conjunction, I believe it was with Town Hall Improvement, wasn't it?
We requested it, it was never done.
Oh, yes, it's done. He has a whole list. He has it, yes.
It needs to
He's
be
had that in
updated
that
yearly.
cabinet forever.
Has to be
Okay.
kept up.
done.
Okay.
I try to be consistent, but Chris is calling us out, and rightfully so, that people can't hear if we don't either have a microphone from your seat or please come up. I know it puts you in a spot, but, sorry, thank you. So, looks like one signature from the chair. I'll entertain a motion to allow me to sign this.
motion to approve Rich to sign the sustainable purchasing policy.
Second? Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Quick question, I know we
Yep.
didn't do a discussion.
Okay.
I believe this is largely related to the application for the Sustainable Materials Recovery Program. Is there a specific grant category that we're going to be pursuing associated with this?
Are we going to do it, or is the Board of Health gonna do it with our grant writer? Because I don't know that we necessarily would be
It's
involved.
a board
When I
of
say,
health
when I
Oh,
say,
okay,
when I
okay.
say we,
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
all right.
we, the town of Brookfield.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not familiar with it enough to know the answer to that. I would hope this would be on the radar to do.
Okay.
I think we could ask our town administrator to take this and follow up with the Board of Health and our grant writer.
Okay.
I'm sure she is applying.
Great.
for the grant.
Thank you. I just didn't know if anyone had any information. I didn't, that's all. Just asking.
No, so, all right, thank you. All right, number 8, municipal financial clerk discussion. Sarah?
Well, it says Sarah take the lead, but Sarah's not taking the lead. I just asked for
Okay.
it to, I just asked for it to be on the agenda because I feel like the applicants or the people that have applied are in limbo. So, I don't know, I just wanted to see, yeah, where we're going with it. And especially now that AJ has given her notice, so.
Correct. So, I mean, my thought is that I don't want to be paying a service forever to do our payroll. Because that's not a cost-effective way long-term for us to execute that. And,
No.
you know, with all due respect, it's,
She wasn't planning on being here long.
and she doesn't want to be here long-term.
No, she does not want to be here long-term.
So I think if we have applicants that appear to be qualified for.
No, we do not.
We don't have any qualified applicants.
No.
I haven't
Please-
seen any
please
of the
come up.
resume, I haven't seen any of the resumes, so I'm operating in a vacuum right now.
I think only maybe,
We've had like maybe two that I would even, we've had like 6 resumes total, maybe 2 that are even worth bringing in. The others are just, they're not at all. They've had no relevant even computer experience. I'm not sure why they would have even applied. But we have 2 maybe that we could interview at this point, just to at least get someone in. We've got to get at least moving it. The
think-
treasurer needs some help.
Yeah.
She's
struggling.
I knew she'd struggle because she didn't have any really relevant experience, but our hands were kind of tied, so we took what we could get. She doesn't know how to use our systems. She's never had any payroll experience. She's going to work something out with Sharon and get some real training, but she's struggling and she needs some help. She can only give us limited hours. With AJ leaving, we're going to be backed up on HR stuff. Like you said, my firm had never committed to doing this forever.
Yeah.
They've actually already asked when she can free herself up. I told her, unfortunately, it's probably going to be another month, including getting someone trained on.
Yeah.
We've had some real major fiascos that unfortunately I've got stuck dealing with because we don't have anyone here with experience. So I've been dealing with payroll problems and HR problems, and all stuff that I've been doing. We really need someone. So I think we need to at least get a job description written out.
So, right, and
What about an assistant treasurer that had the math skills to do the payroll, and what about
And to
some-
float around
to
or
float
something?
around
I don't
and-
know.
I think that's my goal with this HR or the financial clerk, is this person would do the payroll. Because in speaking with Brenda last week, just kind of going over like what each person would need in terms of hours, Brenda has been very upfront saying she can't give anyone real hours a lot of weeks. She really needs vacation coverage, and that's going to be over the summer. And then really when it's like real estate and excise bills coming in and maybe going out, because she, you know, she does guarantee some hours to the senior workers, which is great, to stuffing the bills. But she doesn't have consistent weekly hours. So most of the hours consistently are going to be used in the treasurer's office, which is why we were thinking this would be great to train someone on the payroll, have them doing the HR stuff, and that would fill the hours so we could at least guarantee someone some time.
Yeah.
so one recommendation I would have to get better applicants, even if we are limited by, constrained by what we can pay, is to put explicitly in here things like payroll,
description, what
Yeah,
we're looking
like
for?
receiving,
Yeah.
you know, accounts
Yeah.
receivable. Like if you put some of those key words in there, it'll
Yeah.
trigger people who have that type of experience,
Agreed.
even if it's private experience in handling the
And maybe we
financials.
won't get as
I
many
think we went
that are not
super
qualified.
vague because we
Yeah.
didn't have a job
Yeah, we just
description
put it on
yet.
the
So we
spot,
just
yeah.
kind of went with clerk. But,
Right.
I mean,
And instead of
private
clerical,
versus
it-
municipal for payroll and stuff, it's all
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would start with changing the posting to essential functions instead of starting with clerical work, including word processing. I would say essential functions are, you know, receiving funds on behalf of the town,
Right.
right?
Counts, yeah.
Payroll, benefits
Include
management,
Harper's, yeah.
right?
Yep.
Harper's experience preferred,
Preferred, yeah.
right?
Or
That,
some
Really, any payroll
yeah,
company would be-
yeah, Harper's, you know, Harper's or any.
Any payroll
And you can
company.
add
Yeah.
just like a formal pay, just like you'd say Vadar or other municipal
Yep.
software, you would
Yeah.
say, you know,
Harper's or any payroll software,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think if you start putting things like some meat in it, then I
Yeah.
think then you'll get a different caliber of
Number-
applicant.
Yes, and that's what we need.
So-
We do,
We
yeah.
do, yes.
But we also need someone, like I said, we kind of need someone pretty quick. It's a lot right now.
Okay,
Uh,
so
Can we-
let me ask a
It's a
question.
lot.
Let me ask a question. Have we considered going to somebody like account temps and bringing somebody in specifically
I
for
did
it? And then,
speak to Robert Half, and
Okay.
the temp agency. They have a few people, because I had actually talked to them when we were desperate for a treasurer.
Right.
They had a couple treasurer applicants, none that really fit, because then it would have been more training, so I just said, you know, thank you. They have clerks that we could take immediately.
Okay.
So if we
it is
think.
pricey, but,
It is pricey. It's very pricey.
How much, do you have any idea?
It was in the neighborhood of about $50 an hour, once you added in all their fees.
right, because basically they're paying the people 25 an hour and then they're
Yeah, they
paying,
gotta
then it's
pay.
$50 for
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
right? Or
Benefits.
25 for them. It's basically you're paying 2x.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But you're not paying their benefits and.
Nothing.
And
you
they
know.
probably wouldn't be able to do the HR also, right? It would probably be limited to payroll.
So it depends. So you literally give the rep at Robert Half a list of the qualifications you're looking for, and they kind of try to match a temp as close as humanly possible. And you still get to interview the temp. If you don't like them.
You don't have to take 'em.
You don't have to take them, or if you don't like them the first day, you just send them off, no hard feelings. They don't come back on day 2.
How many hours a week do you think we would need this?
I mean.
And would we need it every other week, or do we need it every week?
Bare minimum, we could probably get away, if we did every week, I could probably get away with like 5 hours a week right now if I had to use a temp. Ideally, I'd want someone more than that, just so they could do more. I mean, payroll alone is taking my firm like 5 hours.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so
6,
I would,
and
I
then
would
she
probably
worked
plan on
8.
10 hours a week.
Yeah.
So do you and Sarah want to get with Karen and do that posting, how we're going to do it? Put the keywords in, or do
Well,
you
I'm
want to
looking
do
at
it now?
what she said, if you want, I'll make a draft up and send it off
Okay,
to you too.
Yeah, I
and
can send you some-
You can tweak it and then we'll post it.
Perfect.
I'll do that
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'll send you some language too.
All right, thank you.
all right.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Lori. All right. Number 9, open meeting
Oh,
law.
I think we have a hand.
Oh,
Do we have,
Jake, do we have a
Jake,
hand?
is he all set? Chris, are you all set?
Yeah, I don't see it.
I will be
Alright.
right back. Do you mind
Okay.
taking a 5-minute recess?
No.
All right.
Jake, we're going to take a couple-minute recess.
Sarah, if you can send me some stuff tomorrow, that would be good.
Yeah.
Because we have the net training tomorrow too, so I'll probably get finished on Thursday. Sarah,
Mm.
don't forget we have to figure out that meeting for next week for the advisory board. And then also moving forward about the dates because you can't do Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Except for the 10th, so we'll
For the
talk
next
about
like
that.
6 weeks.
Yep. So what does that mean? You're gonna be going to selectmen's meeting on Monday and then another meeting on Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Oh,
yeah. I have like total, I think 15 or 16 meetings total between the two towns.
Wow.
I'm crying at my life for the month of March. Plus, I still have my schoolwork too.
Oh,
I start just in my final, so now I have, my class restarts again on Monday.
oh, Sarah.
I'm crying.
You'll
And we're
get it
trying to
all
go to
back in
Disney for
June.
Brooke's birthday too, so SOS.
It's
Yeah, right.
fine.
I'm trying to pull off Disney.
Now, for this help wanted ad, are the hours still gonna be 10 to 19, pay 20 to 25? You keeping that the same?
Say up to 19 and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
10 and a
to-
half, are you really
Or
gonna push
19,
it?
yeah,
It's-
whatever you said.
Up
And
to
then,
19.
yeah, 19 and then,
And then the pay 20 to 25?
yeah, 20 to
Okay,
25.
depending upon, yeah, that's okay.
And I'm pretty sure I have another, there's a description that I could take it from.
Oh, yeah, if you have one.
Yeah,
Because, yeah.
yeah,
Mileage.
that'll fit.
Should.
Okay, sorry about that.
I
Thank you.
need one more second. All right. Number 9, open meeting law complaint response, filed by Brad Kadowski. Have you guys had a chance to read that?
I did read it, though I was reading it off of my phone.
Yes, I did send it to you guys.
This is similar to the other one, correct?
Almost, it's almost exact.
Okay,
There were 2 others, right?
yeah.
No, the two others are cited herein,
Yeah.
so.
Please, thank you. You good, Beth, you all set?
I'm all set.
Is there anything you want to change on this?
On the response from the board? So, I know I originally objected, relative to the way we use the executive session, though, I concur with some of the opinions that we've gotten that it's in a gray area to use it for what we use it for. I mean, it's one of the places where open meeting law is not 100% black and white, so I don't have any specific objection to the response as drafted. So it's not the way I would use it, because in my personal business dealings and how I usually deal with questions like what we were reviewing relative to, say, the cruiser incident, I would typically do the investigation openly, designate one person to gather all the information and bring it back to the board. But, you know, everybody has their different approach to certain situations. Not the route I would have taken, but that doesn't make it an open meeting law violation. So, this is this is an interpretation that is closer to what my original interpretation of open meeting law was relative to that situation, because, I'm not a knee-jerk type person where I'm gonna necessarily do a disciplinary action without doing a pretty broad consultation about, you know, whether it's with KP or whoever, relative to what our options about actions would be, right? So that's, but from a standpoint of this response, I don't have any objection.
Sarah?
No comment.
All right. I do want to say that, Beth, that you did make the motion to go into the executive session. That's the only thing I do want to say.
You know, you've said it before.
But at the same time, I thought it was appropriate based on not getting us in trouble by saying anything about anyone, with them not being here. And so seems like this position is easily Monday morning quarterbacked, where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So,
which is why I voted to go into
so-
executive
so
session and
the-
actually went in with you rather
So-
than walking away from the discussion,
Yeah,
quite frankly,
but-
so.
But there was no nefarious intent, I felt like, on the board's, how they acted. So I think it was fair, and I'm good with the response. So if you're good with that, I'd like to send it out. So I'd like to take a motion to send this out as written, unless you want some changes.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Yeah, I might. Sorry. I have my hand up.
Go ahead, Chris.
So, I don't understand, the protocol for the select board. On some open meeting law complaints, you guys will, do a summary of what the complaint is, do a summary of what your response is. When and then in some cases, you'll do what you did tonight, where you guys are pretty much all silent. And we have to put all the pieces together to try to figure out what you're reading and figure out what you're responding to. And what I'd like to see the select board do is to do what the planning board does and the conservation commission does. When you get a determination from the attorney general, to publish it up on my town government, like you do with your meeting minutes. Because that way there, the public can see what happened with these. Because what's gonna happen, it's gonna take about 8 to 12 months for the attorney general to adjudicate this. It's gonna be in everybody's rear view window. We're all gonna forget about it. And then, where the board's gonna say, we get complaints, but we win them all the time. You can go to the attorney general and see that that's just not the case. And the defect with this open meeting law complaint is, there was no complaint. The closest thing that the town of Brookfield has to a complaint is for code of conduct. Code of conduct complaint has to be writing, it has to be signed. There's no complaint brought against the officer or the chief. That's where I see the defect. And again, the open meeting law complaint process is an opportunity to learn. And I think the select board should love compliance, because you're the highest ranking board, because the only board in town is televised. And we learn from our mistakes. I learned something tonight from Ms. Campbell. I looked up that flaw while you guys are debating other stuff, and she's right, and I was wrong. It was changed in 2024. You cannot bring a firearm into a municipality. So I learned that by someone educating me. It doesn't have to be a combative, hostile, I'm out to get you, yada, yada, yada. So I would just like to see that the board commit to take the open meeting law training. I know that Beth has already done that. I'd like to see Rich and Sarah also commit to do that. You guys are the leaders in our town. You're the highest ranking board. You're the only board that gets televised. Show the rest of the board how it's done, please. Thank you.
All right. You guys want to add anything to Chris's statement, or you ready to move on?
I'd like to put something on a future agenda about what procedure we would follow when we receive open meeting law complaints. Whether we want to consider, you know, having a standardized way of relating them to the public, relating the answers. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad suggestion, but I don't want to pivot on a dime. Today I want to do it in a considered and structured manner.
Yeah, I would like our town administrator to come up with a policy, how we handle them and what we do. And I know there have been times that we've read them out loud, we've done different things, like, so yeah, let's be consistent. So, thank you.
So that's my thought.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what we got a town administrator for.
Thank you.
'Cause we'll get you working. All right. Number 10, I am going to recuse myself on this because I intend to do some volunteer work there. So I have been advised by the Ethics Commission when I recuse myself to leave the table, so I would like you guys to handle this.
Okay. All right, so
I guess we have to have a
I
tree
have-
hearing, right?
what's that?
I think we have to have a tree hearing. I gave you that information in there, shade tree hearing.
Yeah.
So, well, let's go ahead and before we start in the middle, because I think different people have gotten different information from different starting points. Let's talk about what we're talking about here. So, the topic currently is library annex tree work. I'm just read this on a high level. And this is per your email. So, I'm just gonna pull out the high points unless you want me to read it in its entirety. Which would you prefer? All right. Quick synopsis, on the 4th, Richard attended a meeting of the library trustees. They're looking at, and there's been a lot of work going on there on some really thin money, so I appreciate how that's getting approached, for getting an ADA compliant space overall within 18 Common Street, so that there can be a meeting room and a program space that's fully ADA accessible. Part of ADA accessibility includes parking. Now, and this is where I don't have any context, was the conversation or at the trustees originally like, hey, how are we gonna get an ADA parking space? And then the tree came up, or I'm just trying to understand the context. I apologize.
That's okay. Shelby Hill, 4 Lincoln Street Extension. I am the chair for the trustees. So we've been talking about this ever since it was reported that we did not have ADA compliance at the library annex. We've been really working hard to get ADA compliance, and with that comes, we need to take down the tree, the Norway tree, that is in between the annex and the library for many different reasons. But one big thing is the only way that what people are volunteering for, what side conversations are happening. Rich, like he said, he volunteered to take down the tree in between so that we can put a parking spot there. So that's kind of where it stemmed from. And this happened at the last library trustees. I don't know the date of it. It was the last one
said
that's
it was
on
February 4th.
my town government.
Yeah.
So in any event, so I just wanted to have everything in writing so that there is no question on who's doing what. Kyle volunteered to do some grading for us after Rich takes down the tree.
After the tree's gone.
Exactly. Once the tree is gone, there's going to be a certain amount of grading that has to happen there to be compliant with the parking spot. It's
Right.
basically what it is.
Right.
So that's kind of the backstory of it. So it's been evolving over the last year or so. And now we're at the spot where we kind of need the tree taken down.
Okay.
But with that comes us as a trustees, we're responsible for the,
There's no question on who's doing what.
Sorry about that, somebody joined.
oh, okay. That's okay. Did they have a question?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's the grandma.
She wasn't muted? Oh, okay, got it, okay.
Hot mic.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
So basically, Kyle volunteered to do this scope of work with the grading and use some of the rocks that are needed for the drainage, and you'll have to ask them. It's technical for me. I don't really understand it, but basically we're asking you as a select board to make sure that this is okay to do, because as a select board, the property itself is managed by the select board and the townspeople. Us as a trustees, we manage the buildings itself. So basically, there needs to be a public hearing or
Yeah.
some sort of public announcement, and don't quote me because I really don't know exactly what has to happen. There has been some controversy about taking down the tree itself a little bit
Because it has a
in the
certain amount of,
past.
because it has a certain amount of quote-unquote historical,
Exactly. I mean, the tree has
relevancy.
been there for a long time, but the only way we're gonna be able to use this building is if we put in the handicap parking
Right.
spot. People from the library looking
in her
into her
window.
house.
Right, exactly, right.
So, people from the library looking
Looking in her
into her
window.
house.
Right, exactly, right.
So, that's pretty much
No,
what it was
no,
planted
no,
for.
No, I'd almost want to find
Right.
I know a guy with a chainsaw mill, and I would be half tempted to say we need to leave most of the tree on the property and like recycle it into lumber to do something on the
Sure.
property just for the sake of putting a plaque up. And,
I'm sure he'd be willing to do that.
we find a way to
Recycle
repurpose
it.
that
Mhm.
wood into the premises somehow.
And
So-
that's fine with us.
Right.
We're okay with that.
Work, or are we covered? I know we went through this before.
We all have liability, right? All of us?
We do, and
Is it-
volunteers, typically, we've treated as employees of the town fundamentally if it's an approved action.
So is the liability insurance for a specific job?
Lori's, yeah. Because I know we've gone through this before.
Okay. So it falls under the same idea as when we hire highway employees as contract plow drivers. We also can have volunteers out there shoveling. You have to have your own insurance.
Right.
If we were gonna pay someone,
They
not
have,
paying them.
they have their own insurance
They-
cert.
You have to have your own insurance if you're operating any kind of equipment, which is why we don't let our senior workers run any equipment, because they don't have their own insurance.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
So, do we have, is there something under Mass General Law that's the minimum insurance for this type of work?
So I'll speak from the private sector.
Yeah.
If I have a big job being done, I ask for proof of insurance before you come and start the job.
No, absolutely.
So.
But
I-
what I'm asking is, in some contracting environments, there's like a minimum requirement, like what that insurance needs to constitute, like,
You could look at like a tree bid
yeah,
and see what
What the standard
like a
is.
tree bid asked
Yeah.
for. I could,
Yep.
something just to see the minimum, what they require, minimum insurance, if you wanna
That'd
do
be
it
great.
that way.
yeah.
We generally don't ask for minimums or anything, just because they're usually businesses that are
Right.
volunteering or.
That are volunteering or contracting, so I think that would probably, we would just need to get a copy of the insurance to make sure that we were covered.
And that's what we typically do, the trustees, when any work is being done at the library inside, we do ask for proof of insurance. So that's our practice anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
so,
I think there's a hand up, right? You said, no? Dawn?
Don, would you come up?
Oh, stay
Sit
right
here?
there.
Okay.
I wish there was like a hand.
I'm willing to give this seat up.
No, that's okay.
I know.
So you're taking this tree down to make a parking space.
Correct.
Are you removing the stump, or are you gonna grind it, or?
I'm not sure yet. I would have to talk to Rich to see
Okay.
what his plans are for that.
If you're going to be doing any digging, you need to be sure that you get a dig safe.
Yes, we do know that.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, and what we have outlined here, and Bob, did you put this together, or whom provided this?
Except for the tree hearing,
Yes,
I put it together.
thank you. So I think we can use your email as a formal request for the tree removal.
Okay, I'm willing to put together
Or
another.
if you want to just put one that
Yeah.
doesn't have as much detail, that
Sure.
basically says, hey, we need to
Yeah.
remove this tree for this purpose.
Yes, I can absolutely do that.
That would be fabulous,
Okay.
right? Since we don't, so DPW or tree warden would inspect the tree. We don't currently have a tree warden,
It falls on the Board of
so
Selectmen.
it falls on the
And
board.
Rich, I wrote a little note that Rich agreed to post the notice on the tree. So that'll take care of number 2, the second bullet point.
Okay.
And then I
Um,
can put it in the newspaper, number 3.
Yeah, and basically, when's our next meeting? Or is that one of the things we have to figure out because of
Yeah, we gotta,
availability?
we gotta figure.
So, my thought would be to do the public hearing, it needs to be at least 3 weeks' notice, though. So it
Mhm.
would be the next meeting after, most likely, depending
Yeah,
on when
yeah,
we're doing
you're
it.
right.
But it's freaking March, so we've got some
Yeah, we
time.
got some time.
Yeah, and then after the public hearing, do they have a certain amount of days? Or does that just, is that just a butters? If you have to notify a butters, don't they have 20 days or something after that, or is that just for the planning board?
So I think that's appeals and objections. And I think that would come out of the hearing.
Okay.
I don't know, was there any information about what the timeline was post-hearing
No.
for receiving any
No.
appeals?
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to be sure, because
There's the
then,
whole excerpt that Mass General law I put in there too, so.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything
look
about,
at that.
just says it about the public hearing.
Right.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, and fundamentally, it's considered an obstruction because of the fact that you can't get handicap accessibility into the
Correct.
building without
Mhm.
removing it. So, I think fundamentally, the intersection of those two things buys us the leeway to do the work, so.
Okay.
But, yeah, so, and normally it would be probably upwards of anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to get the tree out. So if Mr. Chafee has the appropriate insurance and equipment, then I don't see why we wouldn't allow it. So, Sarah, do you have any thoughts on that?
no, I'm okay with it.
And I know that he already talked to ethics. I think he kind of mentioned that, and they said it was fine, so.
Yep, so.
So do you want to do it April 1st?
April
That's a
Fool's
very
Day?
appropriate date for a public hearing in this town.
Sure, why not?
I want it just for the sake of having a public hearing in this town on April 1st.
What day of the week is it? Jeez.
You just made my day, Karen, thank you.
I'm thinking because that's an off week, because what we're doing is, I don't know, we were going to do it every 2 weeks so that we could finally get back to the 1st and 3rd again, which would have happened
But that won't work now.
But, yeah, I don't know now.
Does the first work for you?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it works.
It's a
I
Wednesday.
just have to make sure there's no other
Yeah.
meetings, because
Yeah, can we
sometimes
can we-
there is.
check about,
Let me look right now.
is that the first Wednesday?
Yeah, the
Yes.
first Wednesday of the month.
So is that planning board or is that health department
know.
or board of health? It's one of the two of them.
Oh, all right.
Planning board meets on the first Wednesday. of
Unless
the
you want to
month.
have it at the PD.
How much of a showing do you think we'll get for tree hearing for the library?
You'd be surprised.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm
you never
concerned
know.
about. How about that Thursday? Is there anything scheduled that Thursday, the 2nd?
what's that date?
Maybe it's best to keep it off the 1st of
I
April.
don't have anything, no, not so far.
Could you make that Thursday?
Yeah, I could make that Thursday.
Okay,
April
let's
2nd.
do that. Let's do it here on Thursday.
Okay, April 2nd.
So, I do want to, can I get a motion though to approve moving forward on the tree removal to facilitate handicap accessibility at 18 Common Street?
So moved.
I need you to repeat that, please. What was that?
To approve moving forward on the process to remove the shade tree at 18 Common Street to facilitate ADA compliance. I changed it a little bit, but close enough.
Close enough.
Same intent.
It's the point, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay, and we've got a motion and a second. I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. And I'll reach out to a couple of people and see if I can find somebody who would be willing to plank the tree. If it's an appropriate tree, I'll have them come look at it.
Okay, great.
And, cause I'd love to
That's a
see.
great idea.
Cause I'd love to like have it recycled
Sure.
into the barn and like a
Mhm.
little plaque about how,
Yeah,
a little bit of the story.
yeah. No, I think that's a great idea.
So,
Yep.
all right.
Okay.
Great,
Thank
thanks so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Back to you, sir.
All right, thank you. Number 11, Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, the invoice.
Motion to approve invoice 25.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Number 12, Weston and Sampson invoice for Kimball Street.
So I'll make a motion to approve, but I do want to have some discussion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
We've got these invoices. Were these considered with respect to the funds that they said they still had left over relative to the grant that was supposed to? Okay, they have them already when they made that determination. My second question is, and I didn't realize this when we looked at the plans for Kimball Street, but I noticed it when I was driving down there the other day, is that we did the roadway, and we did the infrastructure underneath of it. That sidewalk still looks like somebody took a meat grinder to it, like the whole entirety of the thing. Was that part of the scope of work for the project?
Yeah, I didn't notice the sidewalk having an issue. I know, we talked about doing a granite curb, and instead of a concrete sidewalk, it was gonna be bituminous concrete, but I didn't notice any degradation in it, but it's
Okay,
not.
maybe it was just because of the snow. It looked like it hadn't had any work done to it at all.
Yeah, no, it's a new bituminous concrete sidewalk.
Okay.
But I did get a call with concerns about the actual paving of the road. And I haven't had a chance to go look at it yet, but someone told me it's deteriorating really quick. So it's hard to tell now with all the snow, and I hadn't had a chance to look at it before, but when you get a chance, you guys should take a ride down there and see if you
Yeah, I'll
notice
take another
anything
ride
to
down,
the-
but I could have sworn I saw a portion of the sidewalk that maybe wasn't included in the plan or something.
Okay.
That looked original.
Yeah.
So, do we have a copy of the plans on file?
So I think the sidewalk the new portion of the sidewalk, I believe, started at Gilmeister's property and then switched to
Oh, so it's
the
only the
opposite.
bottom of it.
Yeah, it
So
went
it's
to
only
the
the bottom of the
opposite
road.
side of the road, and so it's from like Gilmeister, the west side heading to the bottom.
Ooh, okay. So the east side is functionally abandoned.
I believe that was done several years ago. So like a long time, maybe even like 20, no, that's been,
Well, I was gonna say, it doesn't look like it was done a couple years ago, but,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
but not part of this project, I
Okay.
should say.
Yeah, okay, so only the west side of the street was part of the project, got it.
I think there was a small portion right in front of Gilmeister's, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
So, as far as your question, the first part of the question, I think
These
there
are
are
from
funds still.
December, so I don't think so.
There's what?
December and
She's-
January.
Remember when John O'Leary came in and said that there was extra money? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think it is, because this is through December and the other one is November, so
Okay.
that was.
So
they
there's
should
still-
have been aware of that.
There's still funds available because they're gonna do some additional work
Yeah,
there.
okay.
Yep, okay. So, all right, so we've got, I think we have a motion and a second on that one. too.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, number 13, ML Partlow and Sons paving application for Kimball Street.
So, motion to approve.
Okay, we have a second? Any discussion?
If there are any issues with the paving, then we just need to find out if there's any guarantee or warranty.
Yeah,
fundamentally.
so that was gonna be my recommendation, that we just ask Kyle to take a look at it in the next week or so when if the road gets cleared.
Cleared.
Yeah. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, monthly reports for the grant writer, Lynn Shaw. And
I couldn't quite finish the minutes, so I'll put it on the next agenda.
all right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
May I?
Sure.
So I attended the Brookfield Water Board meeting last week.
Yeah.
During that time, I asked to meet with Mr. Taft beforehand, after having a conversation with Beth in regards to my body language during the meeting where Mr. Taft and Mr. Holcraft were here. It was a little strong. Mr. Taft asked me if I would also apologize here in this meeting as well as in his water meeting, since I apologized in his water meeting. I do apologize. We will move forward from here. That's
All right.
plenty.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right. You have a hand up?
Yeah, we have Lynn Shaw.
Okay.
I think probably related to the grant writer report. would be
Yeah.
great.
Okay, go ahead, Lynn, you can unmute.
Hi, everybody, can you hear me okay?
Hear you great.
Okay, I know if you're gonna table it, I don't need to mention, but I just wanted to be available, if you had any questions. So I just wanted to let you know I was, here in spirit.
I don't have any questions. Do you, Sarah, Beth?
The only question I have, Lynn, and it's just a minor thing, is that if you, for the submitted grants, if you could provide when, because a lot of times they at least, some of them tell you when they expect to award and some of them don't, like you don't always know. But if you do know, would you mind adding that to the next report? Because that would be helpful to us in terms of, from a financial planning, cash flow, and when we're making decisions about like what to put on town meeting and what have you, that would give us better, like, forward-looking about what we would be trying to match versus what's necessarily, like on the, just so we know what's on the horizon time-wise and we can kind of plan around it, so.
Okay, that's fine. At this point, that has not been on any of the grants. Everything is so volatile right right now, even with the private grants.
Okay,
And you know, I'm going to both public and private, nothing that causes a match, as we discussed with everyone, unless it's an in-kind service match.
okay.
So for things like, you know, the police, the highway department's gonna, you know, put a new lock on the door somewhere, whatever, that's in-kind services. That does not involve any finances. The other thing is, I have reached out to some places, and the only grant that I know that is being looked at right now is the first grant I did for Chief Blanchard, and I spoke with, I think it was the Bureau of Justice last week, and they expect, they will be making decisions, mid-March, but I certainly can add that to the, grant report. The other thing, is that format okay for anyone, or would you like a different format?
This one doesn't say chair.
Right now, that's fine, I think. Did you all have
It
any
says
preference on
practice housekeeping.
format?
No.
No.
Okay, all right, I've got, you know, several others as I said I'm looking for, but I'll be doing a, February/end of March report and get that submitted as well.
One question I did have for the Maya grant. What was the,
Yes.
what was the, item that you requested on the Maya grant for?
Doesn't say chair anywhere,
That Maya grant doesn't, window doesn't open until I believe late May.
Oh, okay, got it.
And, all the departments are eligible if it fits under their categories, which many do not. Fire and police are not eligible as they're not insured by Maya.
Okay, got it.
But I have a list of things that I'm going for. Probably for the water department, a lot to the highway. And I'm waiting to hear from some other departments that have yet to reach out to meet with me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, I'm assuming someone seconded.
Second. Aye.
I made the motion, and then Sarah
Get outta
seconded.
here.
What do you want to do about the meeting? Anytime I figure out when you shouldn't be able to meet anymore. We can talk about it now.
Yeah, schedule.
Yeah,
This will work out good because there's a class on cake on Tuesdays, so we could go Wednesdays.
Well, we're gonna be careful with Wednesdays because, as you noted, the board of health does some Wednesdays and the planning board.
Okay,
It says other Wednesdays.
When is that?
I have meetings the 3rd, the 9th, the 17th, the 23rd, the 24th, and the 31st. So I only have Wednesdays or Thursdays, or Friday. Who wants to meet on a Friday?
Do you want to copy of it?
It's actually pretty simple Fridays.
Yeah, so nobody wants to meet on a Friday.